did a good job.
That's new.
Hello, chat. Is everyone still here? Good. So last time, Elena noticed a very strange door that is hanging open. Catch is
Neo had a
covering the door.
green screen. Neo had a green screen of death, and then after he recovered from that, went to the edge of that door to cover it and open it
So, Tyrant, I
when
hope
everyone
you
is ready.
enjoyed the bonus content today.
The bonus.
Yay, the bonus content. Today, I will be uploading 3 streams instead of 1 or 2. That is exciting.
5.
Free streams for the price of one.
It would have
So,
been, it should have been 2 streams, but OBS decided to cut and re-record a different part of the stream. So you're getting 3. Aren't I a generous host?
am I not a generous lord?
Are you not entertained?
No.
So, you're opening the door then?
No, it wasn't Tyrant. We took a break while Cloud was AFK.
The door is being opened,
The door is being opened.
and the Jedi are just dilly dallying in the previous
Yeah.
room.
No.
Great.
Neo is on the edge of the door there, preparing to open it. When everyone is prepared.
Elena is actually standing with Data, keeping her protected as she's standing at the ready.
Okay.
Joanne's doing Joanne things.
Yeah.
Jawain is playing the king of the hill on top of this table.
Oh, just let me know when it's my turn.
Uh, where do we move you? It's the first thing because we're going to open the door when we are ready.
Well, die in front of the door.
I would probably say
Okay.
There,
Joanne's
let's say.
about there.
It
Um,
wouldn't be at my size where I'm going to open the door and they're going to see a Java with a lightsaber when it
I'd
opens.
say Dasa and Elena are either side of Catch, so that Elena
Mhm.
can keep both of them protected if need be.
So, are we ready?
Elena's just eating the wall on the right hand side of
We
there.
are.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You can't actually stand there.
Question: are we going to be playing on order, or should I start with whatever?
Uh,
Let's proceed.
I think if it is a battle, I begin because I was the last one to play.
Yeah.
So then you
Okay.
Yeah,
follow.
I killed the last enemy, so it's technically Neo's turn.
It's Neo's turn, pretty much.
I imagine there everyone. Oh, good, it he begins.
So, does the door open?
I open the door when everyone is prepared. So yeah, everyone is in position.
So,
Open the
you
door.
open the door, and the moment you open it, you see two inside, starting shouting, "There they are, boys! Blast them!" And you see them throwing 2 grenades inside the room.
Okay. Nia moves away from the. It's my turn, right?
They had prepared their turn. They
Okay.
heard come on, the blaster shots, and they said, "Oh, something is happening," and they had prepared the small ambush.
Yes, I know. It's
So,
that I'm asking. Okay. First he's going to come outside of his hiding spot. He's going to attack this one with his blaster.
okay,
Oh god damn it! Two ones.
Perfect shot.
yeah, perfect shot.
And then I'm going to run again, cover myself on the other half of this door where there is a isn't, and I'm going to shoot to the party get out because grenade shooting. Get out grenade.
So two
It
of
will
them.
be Jawain's turn right now, right?
Yeah, it's Joanne's turn.
No, they have
Oh,
prepared
Okay.
their action and they were waiting for the door to open. Grenades. So they're
okay.
making an attack right away, pretty much.
Right now.
Yeah, out of their turn. So the
Okay.
first is 24, and the target is this. Uh, Come on,
Yeah, 24 hits everything.
24 hits everything.
So
So
everyone is going
means
to
Yep.
get hit, right? Okay.
everyone is going to get hit for full damage,
Hmm.
which means 4d6.
18.
Yes.
Oh, you have to roll a 5. Gotcha.
And the second grenade that falls at the same place as well, it's a 16.
Oh my god, he didn't hit my fortitude. I'm amazed.
It didn't hit mine. It didn't hit. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't hit either
The
mine.
first one I think it hit my threshold, and the other one didn't.
Okay. And
So
the
I
second
will be at -1
The second
or.
doesn't hit anybody.
the second one doesn't hit anybody, which means you are taking half damage.
Mhm.
It's an
Oh,
11,
now
which
you roll
means that
bad.
yeah, which means that
Round
like
up. Round up.
no, it's actually rounded down.
Okay.
Mhm.
11. So we'll take 5 from that.
Round it down, so that will be
5.
5.
Yes. That's a
Exciting
plus
round of combat.
5.
Pew pew.
Yes, and you can actually see the door to your left opening as well, and you see. Oh no,
Have left? No way.
to your right, and you see three more
Mhm.
people inside, opening the door and
Of
getting
course.
ready to attack. Jawain.
And I guess I will hug those guys, except if you guys have any other proposition. And that's my turn.
Yeah, I'm going to be, moving around and attacking, so you're free to do whatever you want.
I think I'm propositioning you.
Oh, that's a hit, which means 3d6. 15 damage on this guy. Come on, roll 20. Can you see his health? Yeah, you can, but
Hmm.
let's put it
Not well.
this way. Yeah. Catch.
All right. I'm gonna spend 2 swift actions to aim at this guy. And I'm prone,
Mm-hmm.
so that means I get my studying position. So he has denied his dex to his defense.
Yes.
Uh, so that means let me pull up my roll. I get +2 because point blank range and I aimed.
Mm-hmm.
Think that's it. Oh, and I'm gonna get +2d6 because of Deadeye and sneak attack.
Yes. And I was going to say, don't you have more?
So he takes an additional 6 damage, and he's reduced by 1 for condition. And if I broke his
Um,
threshold, he takes another -1 to
Yep,
condition.
you broke it.
So
Mm.
that's -2 to
I'm,
condition.
I'm pretty sure he's basically dead.
He's still alive, but he's
he
not.
should be dead,
Not
but
much.
he.
Yeah.
Elena, noticing the surrounding enemies that they have, She's gonna act defensive, and I'm gonna use Circle of Shelter,
Mm-hmm.
and that means that myself, Ketch, and Data, because they're both adjacent to me, get a bonus to our defenses.
Okay.
Don't you want to go one up to get Neo and not get?
Actually, Neo is
No, I
protected because he's
Okay,
next to the wall.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
okay.
don't use this
yeah
particular square
yeah
because
it
the
will be
wall.
that. Yeah.
Neo's covered by the wall, so Elena's focus is covering Data and Catch.
Okay.
And in any case, the next time that I move, I will move between here. It's my plan to end, so I will be still on
So
in the protection of that.
basically until my
Mhm,
next turn, everyone, myself and everyone adjacent to me gets a bonus to their
mhm.
reflex defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the first guy, this one, will try to shoot at Ketch.
Okay,
Of course
so that
not.
misses. What's the bonus to the
Um,
reflex?
because of my DC hitting 20, we've all got a +1 to our reflex. So take your reflex and then add a 1 to it until my
Okay.
Okay.
until my next turn.
You are 23 then. 24.
Yeah.
Mm. The second guy shoots. Actually, shoots at Elena.
So you're saying you rolled low on that? Wow.
Yeah, I did roll low. Does that? It actually
Hundo.
does.
No, but
But I
oh
do,
no, it does.
but I used to flex.
On, on, only
Okay.
Elena.
I used to flex as my reaction.
Mm.
So how do I roll deflect?
You make
Use the
your
force save.
force roll. If your roll is higher, you negate the attack. Do you want to spend a force point?
Yes. I only need to. I only need a 2. I only need a 2. Come on.
You actually need the one. No, yeah, you need the two.
Nice.
Okay. So you deflect the shot, and the other three are going to attack Jawain. First attack doesn't hit.
Yes, yes.
Second
Amazing.
one doesn't hit, and third one,
Amazing.
yes,
Yes, you're safe from one of my attacks. Got it.
yes. New.
Okay.
Turning your dice
Okay.
off and
I
on.
move here. I attack with my blaster, heavy blaster. Oh wow, that's I'm having a good day.
Well, it's enough to kill him because he was
And I
minus
move
two.
here. I move between
Minus
Ketch
two.
and Elena.
So that you can
Okay.
also take the benefit of my added reflex save.
Jawain.
Mm.
So because they're not worth my wasting force powers, this is on the bottom. We
Mm-hmm.
start from the bottom.
Okay, this one.
Well, let me check the damage really quickly. That's a 6 and an 8, so I cannot do anything. 19
Nice.
damage. I broke his fortitude. He
Yep.
should be happy. Continue. He should be happy because I rolled only a 30 and not a critical this time.
Uh, so I will be moving here and shoot this one. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
about to say make sure she's if she wants to keep the bonus to make sure she's still adjacent to Elena.
tack, tack, tack.
And also I need to say this in order not to forget.
What is that?
Uh, how many turns I have for the damage reduction open?
Oh, okay. Amazing damage. Nine damage.
Congratulations, Jason Dacer.
I'm gonna aim at this guy. So 2 swift actions for that.
Mm-hmm.
Shooty shoot. I get +2. I get 2d6 more.
Mm-hmm.
So 21 damage. He takes a threshold
21.
hit, and I'm
Nice.
assuming a second threshold hit.
Yes, you're correct.
So he's at 2 thresholds down.
Lena.
Nice.
Force blast on the guy that's to the left of Dwayne. Give him a little bit of support because I think I'll shoot.
This one.
No.
This one.
No. Give me a second.
This one.
This
Yeah,
one.
top
okay.
one. Top one.
Clicking on random ones till you find it.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? How about this one?
So
Maybe-
it's 13 damage.
yes.
Okay.
If he uses a force point, it's the 13. Otherwise, it's 10.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
waste. I'm not gonna waste a force point because I might need that for a deflect later. So yeah, it's gonna be 10 damage, and I push him back to the wall.
Okay. Now it's their turn. The first
And
one
our
will...
reflex. By the way, for you, Pika, our reflexes are back to normal now. 'Cause it's only for that one
Okay.
turn.
He doesn't actually hit anyone. That was this guy.
Make him suffer.
Now this guy attacked. Nothing happened. And the other two. First attack, nothing. Second attack. Wow, I'm actually rolling pretty low consistently.
Thank goodness for us then.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'll focus on the guy up north. Like if I hit him again, I'm pretty sure he's either going to -4 or just straight up dead. So don't worry about
I'm
him.
going. I'm also. I was thinking of attacking him, but if you're sure, then I'm going to support
Like,
Joanne too.
he's gonna either be
to-
worthless or dead after I hit him again. So
Most
I move
probably he will be
here.
dead.
I should. This guy,
Mhm.
Lester. Lester.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, that's. And I move okay, here. I move to this side of the wall. It will be something
There.
like this. Yeah, I can't move in middle. I don't know why between where I want to position
Yeah,
myself
yeah,
into this and I'm
exactly.
on the wall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Joanne.
You're making me move.
I'm making you
Well, he's dead.
Yes.
Let's proceed.
Yeah, if
this
you
guy.
castrated to death.
Mhm.
The bottom. I said I will go from bottom to up.
Yep.
Like,
No.
we don't even need to talk about him again.
Mhm.
He's
Yep.
vaporized. You sure you don't want me to take the triple crit feature?
Mm,
Do it.
you've just gotten pretty lucky on your rolls.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
The funny thing is, it's not only in my luck. It will. I will also increase the range of my crit
okay, let's go for
due to how the build is. Yes. 18 is that?
Oh my god.
What are you even rolling?
The Twi'leks attacks
On who?
on
Don't
this
believe it.
one.
Oko.
Catch, kill him, or I'll kill him.
All right, so 1 swift action to aim due to my bipod this time. Shooty shoot shoot shoot.
Is he dead yet?
This one?
Yeah, he's dead.
Out of the picture.
And then I'm gonna use my move to hide with a -10.
I move
Okay.
in, and I and flank the guy that Dwayne's at, and I attack with my lightsaber for once. Because
Hmm.
because basically I've pretty much used all my powers apart from let me just check. How are you? I'm pretty sure the only power I've got left is yeah, the only power I've got left really is Adept Negotiator, and that's kind of useless in a fight unless I'm actually trying to talk them
And
down.
actually, it's not useless in the fight. If
I know.
you're putting him under condition, but in this fight, yes, we don't really care.
I know.
We are like 2 random people left, and you're
Mhm.
not hitting.
15 hit.
Uh, 15.
Mhm.
No, it's
This
16 if I
one,
remember
right?
right.
No,
That one.
no,
Yeah.
no. Doesn't hit. Now, these guys are going to attack. First one doesn't hit. The second one doesn't hit. Neo.
Wait,
Okay, I'm going to move here. I'm going to shoot this guy.
Doesn't matter, Cloud.
Yeah, I was confused with
Finally!
some other.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Neo hit
got-
someone.
He
2,
got
3,
ultimate
max
damage.
dice. Yes.
877.
He-
Almost,
he-
almost
He
888.
could have taken. He will.
There.
He could have had more damage.
Dwayne.
Just 2
Who is
more.
alive? Okay,
The guy in front of you and this guy.
the one next to me is getting this. Nothing, in other words.
Oh.
Um,
No.
He has a lot of evasion. This guy is an expert at evading lightsabers
Yes.
and shoots.
okay, let's
Good.
proceed then.
Okay. Actually, yeah, why not? Why not? Oh,
Oh!
Of course!
Who?
Of course.
of course.
The girl. Okay.
We're all flanking him now. Oh.
He's under pressure
Is he dead
to
yet?
keep it going.
He's dead. Now one final guy. Gets.
Wheel on the one that I've knocked against the wall. He's probably got concussion.
You
Uh,
actually need to move in order to hit him.
I need
Yeah.
to move.
You need to
Oh, wait,
No.
wait.
Why
Gage.
can't I just
You-
shoot through the doorpost?
You could always try to see what's around here since this door leads to nowhere.
Because if Jawain gets out of the way, you can see that it goes through the wall to hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yep.
The only reason why I'm
He will be in the center. He will be in the center, not in the square edge.
Trying kind of through.
Oh, look. No,
What?
wait. The last one.
Like if
I
I'm
think-
going from
yeah, he
center to
can.
center, yes, it goes through the door or through the wall,
But
but just
but
barely.
if you do the edge, yeah. If you do the edge,
Like
no,
it's not
he
even the
he
most
does the
far.
edge.
Like it's
If he
You know what?
if he does the corner, wait. If he does the corner, it hits.
this corner to.
Yeah.
It's the second most favorable angle, but
Mhm. Yeah, it goes through. That was the
You
angle
know
he
what?
was using. Yeah,
It doesn't really
he
matter.
can do it.
Shoot him.
We've
well, it
broken.
does matter. If I have to move, I don't get all my special features.
I
Exactly.
know, but either way.
But special features, Maris. Special features.
Yeah, those are important.
I think we've broke. I think you've broken a GM, Pika.
Nice, nice.
I think he's taking another 2 lower on his threshold.
Yep. Do it.
Elijah just
Just
sighs.
wait till I'm actually level 8. Then it would have been 3 on the threshold.
Idles up to him. Has a determined yet sorrowful look in her eye, as if she didn't want it to come to this because she's a Jedi. She doesn't want to fight.
This Jedi doesn't want to fight, says while decapitates the poor sod.
I didn't want to come to this. I'm sorry.
Poor bastard.
Neo, the fight is over, but there is one more door here.
A tumble
Yeah,
door.
that's what I thought I could should check anyway. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Keeps getting the
6. I
killing
managed to
blows.
get here.
Hmm?
Elena keeps getting the
Before
final
getting
killing shots.
Yeah. And for once, it's the first time in the
that's
entire
that's
campaign she
as
actually
far
kills
as
someone
Neo
with a
can go.
lightsaber.
So
Okay. The way?
Yes, one. People are alive? No.
No, but there is one more door here.
mhm.
Ah,
and and that means there are
okay.
enemies probably there, since
Okay.
they have
It's a
been
good
warned that
thing
we have
I'm playing
arrived.
first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can reach up to here without using the third. And that ends my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to, like, can I open the door somehow from here? I don't think so.
You could use the force to open it, but
I mean, if you want me, I could use the force to open it. I have no problem. I have
I've done it
not used
before.
an
Why
action,
not?
so. Do you want me to use the force to open it?
whatever you want.
Okay, party, do you guys want to prepare one round, or do we want to use the force to open it?
Neo wants to go to the bathroom.
Again, I'm asking.
I'm fine either way.
Yeah.
Neo Cat? Is
Yeah,
Neo
I'm fine
here?
going out.
Okay, so I'm using the force to open it.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll?
Yes. Because it's not. The door is not out of commission.
Well, let's proceed.
Okay. Tessa made her move. She has the blaster ready. Catch. Are you going to open the door?
I'm gonna prepare to aim at the closest
Whatever is behind the
enemy
door.
target. Yes.
Okay. Elena's turn.
I step out, lightsaber still ignited. I don't make an attempt to open the door, but I stand next to Dasa, ready to defend her if needed.
Okay. Catch, they're making your job very difficult. You'll have to shoot underneath three people's legs.
He's short enough to make it. Look, Ketch is short enough to make it work. And because of Elena's defensive stance, her legs will be open.
No.
Now we have cued the High School of the Dead clip.
Okay. Give me a
Fixes all
second.
problems.
It falls to you to open the door again.
Neo arrives here to the door, opens it, and since this is an attack, Neo can't move out of the way. I opened the door.
Okay, perfect. Give me a second.
Mhm.
You open the door and you can see two more scoundrels
Really?
Pirates.
That
behind it.
was all?
Uh, this you can see that they have two more grenades ready to throw.
Of
Oh,
course.
goody.
Of course. Thank you, guys. The one that is not a tank, the one that is supposed to be moving around, is the one that has to take this.
Hey, you open
Uh,
the door.
Yeah,
you
because
could,
none of you tried to open it.
Joanne
I
did.
tried to
Freaking
open
tank
it.
or
Joanne
tank
did.
decided to just spin there.
Let's see
Joanne.
what
You,
happens.
you,
Made to move around.
you,
I'm made to be in one spot, invisible.
yeah, you
I'm
could
made
have
to
waited with
defend
Cat.
people. I'm made to
The, the,
defend people.
yeah,
I couldn't even reach the door.
I don't want to drag this out. You
The first,
you,
the
keep
first,
dragging this out.
the first one hit.
you could have waited with Cat and prepare an action. Anyway,
The first one hits this
But I didn't thought about that.
square, and it deals maximum damage
only
to
First.
to uh,
two
only to
people.
Neo
Elena.
And Elena.
and Elena. Okay.
Yeah.
And Dessa.
And this. Ooh,
Mm.
Oh my God! It
22
does
damage.
one damage to me. I'm amazed.
12. 12
Oh yeah,
damage.
you're right. 12. I got confused with some other damage reduction from another day in game.
And the second one.
No.
Ooh, he completely misses.
Does he hit his friend?
Ooh.
Let's see. Let's see what happens.
They both die.
So, he's so panicked that he throws the grenade, hits the wall though, rolls here, and explodes.
What damage do they take?
That means
Neo is thankful.
they both Neo is still alive somehow. They
Yeah.
both take 8 damage.
That people were mistaken with the ships. It's not Metarash in the floor. It's max time in the floor.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, what is
The floor ship continues though. Joanne.
Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's making this thing a little bit difficult, but
You can use your
whatever.
shards.
I'm not using my shards.
Oh my god.
I'm drawing the left guy a bit. I hate you. A bit closer by using a force point.
Okay. I
Really,
hate you.
I need. I needed one more, and
Oh my
attach,
god.
I'm touching with a lightsaber, and I'm rerolling that.
Okay.
So 1 second to show you the true power. Um, it's 14.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, clap everybody, please. Uh,
Okay, so this guy,
there? I clap it.
yeah,
this guy,
um,
1, 2, okay.
yep,
And now
wait,
we're
kind
going
of.
for the attack. It succeeds, and it is 3d6,
Oh, and let's not forget.
11. Mhm. Okay, this guy is down 2 points in the condition track. and Kit.
It. Okay. Well, I figure I had my ready to aim, so am I aimed at this guy? Riss? Am I aimed at this guy? Riss.
Yes, something
Okay.
is
He went
Because I
Rissu.
had, yeah, because I had that action readied. So I'm going to shoot. Actually, I should probably check how close I am. I don't think I get. Well, no. Point blank is 20 squares. So I am, in fact, in point blank range. Point blank is really far away. Okay. Uh, get my +2. I get 2 more d6s, 17 damage.
Dead.
dead.
Then I will. Well, I've only done my attack, so I'll spend 2 swift act. I'll spend a movement to hide.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
So
do
this
that
is at
much.
-10. Aw.
Can you not reroll it?
Yeah, you're right. I can. Though that's, let's see, what is that? A 7. So that's not super bad,
I'm just gonna fight.
but
I'm just gonna fight defensively for this round. Just. I'm not really that bothered about moving up.
Amazing.
yep.
Okay. Now then, since this guy is left all alone and sees that you're still alive, he throws his blaster down
And
and
surrender.
says, "Yes, I give up. Please."
Okay, just to be safe, I say we cut his hand. No.
Dark side points.
Neo in favor of menacing, making a threat to him with his blaster.
So
Okay,
we're out of
so
combat for now because this was the
for
last.
now, or like, because are there more doors or
Mhm.
no?
No, yeah, there are 2 more
Yeah.
doors, but these
Well,
ones
I'd
are.
say while Dwayne is Dwayne and Neo are taking care of that, Elena's extinguishing a
Mhm.
lightsaber
Okay.
and then checking
Neo goes to this guy, take out, keeps his gun pointed at him, points it directly in front of his head, and says, "Talk. What happened here? How many of you
Um,
are left now?"
I'll be back.
while he's
Uh,
doing that, Elena's going over to Data and making sure she's okay.
yeah, you see that she got some hits from debris and stuff from the grenades, but she seems in fine condition, pretty much as everyone is, except from Neo.
Seeing
Yeah.
Neo's condition, she's not going to step in right now, but as soon as this interrogation's over, she's going to pull Neo aside.
Hmm.
Make sure make sure he's okay, and let Catch do the rest of the investigating.
By the
The
way,
guy.
Neo doesn't have that. It doesn't have an angry look on his face. He's just all bloody, and his face is cold with anger, of anger. He doesn't have an expression on his face, but it's clear that it's anger what motivates him right now. So the guy wouldn't be nice for him to try to play it smart or try to be cookie.
Mhm.
I'd say after checking on Data, Elena's going to move up to the side of Neo, just to play good cop essentially.
Okay. So pretty much everyone is inside the room, surrounding this guy, and he says, "Well, we I don't know what you want exactly. We are working for. Uh, we made this place um, a storage somewhat for And he looks around. He sees the blasters and faces. He says again, "Uh, this is a storage for the bikes. We are new to this, guys. So, what exactly do you want to learn?"
What about the last guy that owned this place?
"Oh, you mean the Rodian? I have no idea. He was here and then he left, and we just came in to check the place. We saw it completely empty, and we took over." Yeah.
So you know nothing about the Rodian is.
No, no, no. I don't. Roll perception to see if he's lying or not.
Everyone roll perception because you know how Neo is.
Don't don't get Neo refuses to roll perception.
Oh my god.
Reroll.
No, I'm going to roll perception, but I want
I'm back.
everyone to, you know, to roll good. So
Also,
you
I
want
still
to go.
ignore
Of
cover
course,
within 10 squares of me.
Ketch has
perception.
probably got this one.
Sorry,
Roll, roll, roll
what
perception.
you need to roll, man, not on roll 20.
Oh,
I'll do
okay.
it.
We're not continuing the fight, right?
No.
Yeah.
No idea.
Okay, still. Okay, good. I will
He
be
actually
right
rolled a
back
16.
again. I will be right back again, but you do my role
Okay.
for now,
Okay.
Yeah.
basically.
Which
Except if
means
for some reason the fight resumes.
okay. Which means that Ketch actually uh, knows that he's not saying the truth.
Um, I will use adept negotiator at this point, saying, "Come now, friend. There's no use in lying to us now. We won't hurt you. Just tell us the truth."
Well, a debt negotiator
And Neo adds
it
after that,
only counts
unless
for
you
the
want to
fight.
keep lying to us.
By the
And
way, and a debt negotiator only counts for the fight. Outside, it's basically just charisma,
hmm,
persuasion. Anyway,
Okay,
I'll be
give me
back.
one second.
I do have force persuade, so that could be a backup
I
I
option.
know, I
I
know.
I have persuasion. I
okay,
can
okay.
roll.
It's not necessary. You got that.
There, I roll a 19.
Okay.
Persuasion. Neo, I want to do this. The one that you know it's caught that you know he's lying. You know, moves his gun into his head and says, "I'm not in the mood for you to be lying to me. Just tell me where you are, and you and the rest of your guys can still keep your miserable lives."
Okay,
He's just pissed
okay.
off.
Okay, okay. If you're nuts, that's on your heads. I think we heard some rumors that the guy that was here, the Rodian, some of Likrof's men came and they left together with him, along with whatever stuff he had in here.
There, was it that hard to be honest?
Um,
Uh,
And he moves the gun out from the head of the guy. Well, he says that.
Before Neo continues, Elena looks at Dasa with a quizzical look, going, "Does that name mean anything to you?"
she looks back at you and says, "Yes, it does.
Do you know who he is
I
or
do.
they?
We should." And then she looks back at him, and then you see her side. Is there anything else, friend? Anything at all that you can tell us? She looks and says, "No, no, honestly, I know nothing more. Unless you want to know more about the bikes, but I don't know. My
No,
head.
we are not. We just want to know the Rodiant. If you don't know the Rodiant, then no.
Okay. Then
Mm.
Tessa moves to you guys, and she says a little bit whispering,
Mhm.
"I don't think it's a wise move to keep this guy alive."
Then Neo looks at her really unhappy and says, one thing is to, and he whispers to her, even in his anger, one thing is to, not loud enough for the guy to hear because he doesn't want to break the impression that he has been made. But to her, so that her can hear. One thing is to kill in cold blood, another thing is to kill in battle. We are not killers. You maybe we used to work with them, but we are not.
Elena just moves.
I
Elena just walks away, but she does whisper it to Dace on her way past you. And Jedi leave view all life as sacred, even the lives of criminals. And she just walks off
looks off towards where?
back to
Okay,
the corridor.
okay. She says, "Look, I know that you don't want to do this, guys. To be honest, I don't think this man over here is a problem per se, but what if he starts talking to his superiors? He said that he is working for the Pikes. They have dealings with literally everyone in the galaxy. And we have two people with us that just used lightsabers in front of him. You think that they are going to omit such information from certain circles?
No, I don't doubt that. Neo whispers to her, but that doesn't mean we can't just try to make a deal or something. We are in the position of power right now, and he's just an underling. He can just lie about who attacked it. Maybe put into the attack of a rival gang, and that way they get a reason to take it down, and we are off the trail.
She looks at you and says, "This, and I'm telling that out of experience, is not going to work unless we give him another solid option."
Neo looks at her to see if she says anything that isn't, killing.
And she turns back to him and says, "You there? What's your name?" Um, my name? Yeah, your name. Um,
My name is
I,
Grunt Number
I'm
5.
yes, I'm Derek. Is that why are you asking? Well, Mr. Jarek, it seems that you might have a stroke of luck, uh, an exception to the other friends that you had in here. You might, you might get the new employer. At that, he starts looking at this a little bit more intently, and then said,
Mm,
and then
Neo
said,
looks at this questionably.
and then she continues. You said that the Rodian that resided here was taken by Likrof's men, correct? Yes, yes, exactly. Okay. Would you like to work for him? At that, his eyes go wide open and work for I I mean yes, I yes, of course. But would they even deign to notice me? I mean, leave that to us, she says. First of all, we're taking your blaster and anything else you're carrying, and then we are all going to walk away from this building and never look back, okay? Uh, yes, he says. Okay, let's move on.
Mm,
He gets
okay.
up and starts.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's right. That's right. I should probably.
Rolling second win, so I already
I should do that as well. Actually.
Yes, put yourself back.
just in case.
Mhm. And Then this says, okay, who's going to look after this? Jarek, you said? Yeah, yeah, he says. Okay, who's going to look after Jarek while we are going to
Neo looks at the Jawan and says, could you look at him?"
keep an eye on him?
I look at
Yeah.
him menacingly.
Perfect.
He's just standing there,
Perfect.
menacingly.
It had to appear. We made that joke a lot.
So, you return back to the ship. Jawain has a new friend to play
Hmm.
in the fridge,
Yeah.
Menacingly.
he actually did
menacingly.
he actually put the
And
guy in the fridge?
yeah, and now that you're all back,
Mhm.
Tessa says, okay, so
Mhm.
it seems that old Breldew has found himself either indebted to Lycrops or he's working with them. Can't say it's a bad move. Then he gives a look
That day
on.
after, Neo looks at her and says, "How do you plan to make up on your word to the guy here?"
I'm going to directly ask Lycrop's men if they want some errand boy. I doubt they
Mhm.
would say no.
Okay, do you have any idea how to contact this guy so we can meet to your rodent friend and take care of this business?
It's a bit tricky to contact. mm,
But
to
you have a
contact
way.
Kaspar Likrov, but uh, we can just do it as most people would. We can walk there.
Hmm. Okay.
Just so you know, and she says that, and
Mhm.
she looks at everyone. Likrov is not some fool like Tenugrat or other low-case criminals. He's the real deal.
Neo that looks at her and says, "I have experience talking with at least one hut. I think I have an idea of what this that means."
Elena just looks at Data guys. Again, might it be an idea if I just stay on the ship for this conversation, just in case?
Uh, actually, I would advise against that.
I cock an eyebrow.
Um, the ship will be under close inspection once we
Why?
this door. Don't worry, they are not going to steal anything. I
I didn't ask why
certain
they going to steal anything. I said why.
they are pretty meticulous about everyone that goes there.
Can we just arrive at a bit far away from there, leave the ship, and just go walking?
We could do that.
Hmm.
Anyway, she says and turns back to Elena. If you want to stay behind, it's fine.
I'm thinking less of, and Elena just gives her a look of. She gives her a nod, but Elena's look is less of she's not confident, but more of she's still kind of concerned about what if they decided to turn her and Ketchin for the bounty. She's not wanting to go because she doesn't want to go. She's
Hmm.
staying because she wants to make sure Ketch is safe.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, my initial thought was that we are all going there because my contact should be around there. So,
But there's still no
If it
guarantee
is,
they may betray us. That's the thing.
and there is also the fact that if your contact, we're going to make some kind of exchange, right? Or
okay, I
information
will
over
be.
stuff, so we don't need the whole crowd, the crew.
She looks around and says, "Okay, I will be a little more upfront. Um, Actually, Caspar owes me a favor, so and he keeps his word. That means he won't betray us.
Okay, sure, but why has to go the whole crew there? We can just go the two of us to catch that favor.
We could, we could. Uh, Still, it's
Why?
uh,
I'm not asking you to go or your word to make something up. Just tell us the why. Stop
yeah,
going beating around the bushes.
it's a move of goodwill from our part. It's showing that we have nothing to hide.
I nod, goes, and just say,
Right.
if that is the case, then I will trust your
I can
judgment.
I can understand that. See, if you begin with that, we wouldn't having this whole discussion. It would be much easier.
Hmm.
What I worry is the all the people looking at the Magont and Turtle. I hope you have no problem that I want to wait for them to finish to check up and then we go.
Okay, he says. So you make your way
Mm-hmm.
to one of the huge pillars.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach, you see one platform that takes
Mm-hmm.
pinpoints, and you land there pretty much. The moment you land there, you can see that um, a few men appear and start approaching. When they get near the ship, one of them that seems to be the leader says, "Okay, what's your business here exactly?"
Neo, let's hablar. Talk.
Say
hmm
so.
Yes,
Um, we are here to see. Okay, we are here to see Mr. Gaspar Likrov. It would be tremendous help if you would alert him of our presence. At that, you
Buzzing.
see the guard tilting his head and saying, "Hmm, seems that you know exactly where you've come. That's interesting. We'll keep a close eye to you. Don't do anything stupid.
Neo, that says looking at him. We don't plan to.
Prepare the ship for inspection. Um, that means that we'll take a look, a small scan, to make sure that there is nothing dangerous.
Mm.
Then you're ready to go."
Sure, no problem.
And you see a few men arrive on the ship, start making a few scans, looking around, and after they finish, you see them actually leaving. Although two of them stand behind to keep guard on the ship,
Mm.
and the leader says, "Don't worry, the boys will keep your spaceship safe."
Before he goes, living with the boys and all that, Neo does close the door in the ship without the security they can, and just is looking at them, just in case. We don't want either side to try to be smart.
Also activating
To
the
be smart than
special
we should.
Mandalorian alarm.
Of course, the special Mandalorian alarm is part of the security systems of the ship.
Always trust the special Mandalorian alarm.
Yes. So you enter the building, and you can see that there is actually some kind of mall, not Darth Mall, an actual mall.
Half of one.
Yeah,
Very American.
there are a lot of shops there.
Hmm.
This
Okay.
tells you that every shop in this entire
Mhm.
district is under the protection of the Lycrops themselves. So that means it's a safe area.
Mm.
And
Not just nuts, but because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then you wander inside one particular shop that looks like a cantina. There's some music playing, people talking, and you can see a quite impressive bouncer at the other side of the cantina.
He's literally
This
bouncing.
approaches him. Yeah, this approaches him, and she says, "Hello, I'd like to speak with Mr. Kaspar Likrov and this guy," and shows Jarek.
Mm-hmm.
Is very interested in joining your rank. He actually has some good skills. You might keep an eye on him. The bouncer just says back, "And who are you exactly that want to speak with the boss?" At that, Daisa pulls her hood a little bit back and says, uh, "Get a good look at my face. Describe what you see."
Hello there.
He gives a strange look, uh, and then he gets on his comlink and starts communicating. And after that, he says, "Okay, wait here, please."
I'd also like to say that
After,
Elena also has her hood up as well.
Mhm. after a
Neo,
few,
that is curious.
after a few minutes, you see a quite impressive soldier showing up, uh, and he just waves at you. Tessa takes the clue and starts following.
The rest, Neo also follows.
Okay, the rest of the party follows. You you start to move, walking down a corridor, and you stop in front of a turbo lift. Everyone gets inside. The guard pushes.
Loading scene happens.
Hmm?
A Mass Effect loading scene happens.
Yes, a Mass Effect loading screen happens, and then you arrive at the top of the pillar almost. There is an impressive view, and he just points towards the entrance for you to get inside. You do get inside, and you see two more guards, not like him though. They are more plain, and they open the door that leads inside. So you walk in, and you see two more guards like the ones, like the one that um, escorted you there, and in the middle there is a man around his 40s, mid 40s maybe. You can see that he has some weird tattoos at the right side of his face. He seems pretty well dressed and trimmed. His clothes are of extremely good quality, and you can see the most impressive thing that catches and Neo's eye maybe is
Mm-hmm.
the blaster that he has on his holster.
Mm-hmm. Do
Um,
I do a roll to get more detail, or
you can make a roll, yes.
do I roll mechanics or knowledge?
Knowledge technology.
Okay, nice.
Okay. You realize that what you're seeing there is a heavily modified heavy pistol, and if you are not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken, one of the additions it has is a
Hmm.
quite illegal one.
Of course, that's not a shock.
Yeah. Um, what it does is that if it directly shots at someone, it has almost the same effect that come on, the Mandalorian rifles, disintegration rifles do in a smaller degree.
Okay, that's impressive.
He turns to look at you. Desa walks a little bit in front, does a small wave
Hmm.
with her head, and says, Caspar, long time no see. And then you see him actually getting up from his
Hmm.
luxurious chair, approaching a little bit,
Hmm.
and making a bow, not a big one, uh, a small bow, and saying, Lady Blen, to what do we owe the honor of your visit again?
Neo is curious at that.
Gentleman as always, Caspar. Well, me and my friends were doing an investigation, and I wanted the help of a friend called Preldew. He is a Rodian, and I believe he was last seen having some dealings with your people. I know the guy. He's quite talented. He can. He was actually able, and then he gives a look to you guys, to the party, and Desa says,
Hmm.
"They're okay, if you say so." He was actually so good that he was able to crack the security codes of my manor. That's how I found out about him. And you know that I don't like wasting talent, especially if they're smart enough to understand a better course of action. Of course,
Hmm.
Desa replies.
Hmm.
So he's working for you now? Yes, he has a much bigger and much more equipped lab than he had before. Uh, I will give a message to him so that he will be waiting for you. And he makes a gesture to one of his two guards. And at that, the guard immediately goes off the room completely.
Hmm.
So, should I ask what this investigation is all about, or we're going to have a problem? He says, and looks at Desa with a small smile. Well, only if my friends are okay with it.
I I give Data a slight smile and a shrug to say, "This is your show," and that look.
Neo at this, you see that he thinks about this carefully and looks at the guy and says, "No problem with sharing, more of a problem with what you do with that. If you promise that you just use the information without sharing it with anyone else, no problem."
Smart man, he says. And at that, Desa says, we are searching for someone. It is completely outside your, let's say, sphere of interests. So, fair enough. You can keep your secrets, he says. You will be staying For how long? Um, at that Dace actually is a bit taken aback and says, I don't think we'll be staying more than is necessary, right?
Yeah, that says we
The party.
says Neo says no. We are in a bit of a time
I
clock. Sorry,
Elena
time
just
clock.
gives a smile to the guy and says, "Time of us is of the essence, I'm afraid. I'm sure you understand."
I do. It's a shame though. I like meeting new people, especially if they are introduced to me by people that I have a high opinion of.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
I
no,
don't
nothing to
think
say.
you, I don't think you'll be leaving tonight, so maybe a dinner is in order.
A very generous offer.
If it isn't much trouble, says Neo, that because it's clear that we don't have an option on this.
It's decided then, he says. Unless you want to discuss something else, you can go and get ready for your dinner, and I can go on with my business as usual and see you in a few hours.
Sure.
That would be preferable, yes, says. And you take your cue to exit the room, pretty much. So you walk outside, the door behind you closes, and this says, ah, that went well.
Elena just has a look on her face, goes, maybe a little too well. Should we still be on our guard?
Neo, that says the fact that he is keeping us here for dinner literally says to me that there is something more. So I would say we it has not gone completely well.
As he looks at Neo again, with a comforting smile, he says, you worry too much, Neo. I know that that's your character, and I actually find it a bit charming and understandable.
Do do do
But
do do
uh,
do.
trust me on this, we are not in danger here. Unless we do something stupid, that is.
I don't mean danger. I mean that he clearly wants to know what we are in, but he's not necessarily willing to, be willing to just listen and not share the information, even if he does something with it.
Elena just gives a small smile and just nudges Neo's ribs in a teasing way. Uh, you're right, Neo. It's not as if you're lying to a hut this time.
And Daniel says, "Do you have to share that? I already had to deal with the panic every time I have a nightmare."
So we
I
can.
I give him a smile and say, relax. This time you got me to back you up.
So
And
after
Daniel looks at her and says, yeah, that still doesn't, it won't get rid of my nightmares regarding the huts."
you wait there for for about half an hour, and then one of Liquor's guards show up and says, "Okay, Mr. Preldu will be seeing you. Follow me." You follow him. You get into another turbo lift. You get a small trip in this rather intricate complex, and you finally arrive in front of a door, a blast door at that. which is a little bit strange. Um, the guard opens the door, and inside you can see a rather big laboratory full of terminals, old droids that are missing limbs and stuff.
I
And
need to do this because Neo is a mechanics geek, so
yes,
he's just looking around trying to see what he can guess
hmm
on a quick look, not trying to appear,
okay.
Elena just leans back to Ketch and just teasingly says, "Huh, it's like looking into Neo's future."
And you
That
see,
Neo says a bit. If Neo hears that Bull say something around the lines of, "No, this is a bit too much for me." Still cool.
a slim Rodian appears and starts approaching you with open arms and says, "Ah, Tessa, I haven't seen you for a long time. How have you been?" He
Oh
gives you
god, he sounds
his
like
hand.
Dimitri. He sounds like Dimitri from GTA 4. Don't trust him. I'm
So I got a message that you and your friends are investigating something that has to do with droids.
Perhaps you know the
Yes,
droid we're looking
Weldon.
for.
Yes. Guys, this is Preldew. This is Elena, Ketch, Neo, and Joanne.
I give him a respectful nod.
Yes, Neo looks at him and says, "Hey, nice lab."
Thanks. Took me a while to make all this stuff work, but eh, it's better
Yeah,
than
I
the first
imagine
place.
it's worth it. Mhm.
So anyway, tell me what exactly are you?
Neo lets there's a talk after he'd say
Okay,
his opinion.
she informs him pretty much about what the investigation is, and he says, "Ooh, Imperial stuff, Imperial stuff. Master Caspar had old terminals from Imperial headquarters stored somewhere inside here, uh, if I'm not mistaken." And you see him going to a terminal and start pushing buttons. Yes, there it is. Okay. Um. So the the guy's name.
What was the
You say that.
scientist? Yeah,
Yeah,
what
you
what was
say
the
that it's
scientist's name again?
Okay. Yeah,
Master
that's the
Trumbull.
thing.
Master Trumbull is his name. You also tell him the name of the droid unit
Obvious.
had
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
A0IC,
yeah.
and
Elena
he says,
also Elena also pulls out of her pocket the spy droid they found on the ship from when that line of questioning comes up.
"Oh,
Mhm.
takes that on his he takes that on his hand and says, "Ooh, interesting.
We my J- our Jawa friend found us scurrying about our ship the previous evening. We don't know where it came from or where it originated. Perhaps you can help us.
Perhaps I can. But I will need some time to run a few tests, see exactly what it is."
Of course.
Great.
We
So
have plenty of time.
let's see about your guy then. Master Trample. Oh, he was quite a fish in the Empire world, I see. An admiral. Although I see here it was an honorary title, which means it was not an actual admiral, but you know, an equivalent to them in rank. And huh, he says he vanished completely a month after the Battle of Endor. He vanished completely. He did. What about his droid, though? Hmm. And then you can see him starting writing down down the terminal uh, in an extreme fashion.
Okay.
You have trouble keeping up with his
Mhm.
fingers. Uh,
Could I
not.
use my use computer or something like that to try to keep up not with the fingers but what's on the screen?
Hmm.
What do I roll of the things that I said?
Either use computer or technology, knowledge technology.
Okay, I'm going to use computer to roll something different because it's the
Okay.
same. 11.
Hmm. So it's 22. That's actually good. You pick up that He's trying. He's searching for specific for specific idioms on the droid's uh, on the droid signature when it's actually logged in various terminals in the past.
Okay.
After a small pause, he says, "Okay, I think I've got it. Yes, yes, quite a unique model. Quite a unique model. Hmm. Ooh, ooh, interesting, interesting." You see him start going in a new frenetic, in a new frenzy. And after a few minutes, he says, "Right, so
Mhm.
an astromech that was specifically built to be quite successful at operating as well, as a medical droid, I mean.
Mhm.
From what I see here, he should be able to operate at two people at the same time. Impressive stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know why Mr. Thrumble would want something like that, though, but we never ask such questions, right?
Yep.
Let's continue. um, so, bingo, he says.
Mhm.
Last time, last time, 1 week after Mr. Thrumble's disappearance, A0AC IC had logged into the terminal of a ship that was heading towards, let's see, he says, and starts looking again. Oh, well, that's interesting. Um, hard system. Hard system. What on earth is hard system? He says, and then he starts a new search.
Mhm.
Hard system, completely uninhabitable. What? Oh, not
What?
completely uninhabitable. There is two moons actually that are habitable. Very few people though. Hard moons
Mm.
one and hard moons two. So, according to this droid of yours, Mr. Thrumble headed there, and that's where he trails ends.
Hmm.
Also, it was 1 week after his disappearance, which means that was still alive when this happened, or at least his droid was still alive. Either way,
It bears investigating.
yes. Uh, uh, could I ask why exactly are you want to see this guy? I mean, he's a scientist. I might have some
Hmm.
mm, interest myself.
I look at Dasa, leaving it to
Mhm.
her.
Neo the same in this case. He's not sure what he could share or not on this. with
Mm.
this guy. He doesn't know have an immune depression like the leader.
Well, how about we find him first and then see what he actually knows and what happened to him? Right? No point to making plans if we have nothing on our hands, actually. Okay. So, um, you see him start scratching his head and approaching the droid. This will take a few hours. Could it be a terrible discomfort for you to come back tomorrow to check in?
I don't think your boss has given us much of a choice in that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, you know how Master Kaspar is. He's a little bit uh, forceful, his approach. But yeah.
I give a sly nudge to Dasa. Something tells me we should be fine.
Yeah, I think you should be fine. I mean, Dace is with you.
And this Neo looks at him and says, "So, how did you meet this? I mean, I can imagine why she would be interested in a guy like you, but
Oh, well, it was chance, you should call it. She actually saved my life. There was a big commotion a few years back. Is it 4 years? 5? 4 years, I think. Yes, 4 years. Um, there was a big commotion in the slums of the Undercity, and I was caught in between this mess. Uh, of course, these things down here always end up with blasters and shooting and killing people and potentially worse. Thankfully, there have been a few guys there that actually helped us, and at least that's what we thought at first. They actually wanted to. Let's not get into too much details. We were to be sold.
mm,
Uh, Thankfully, Dessa was present, and she took care of them. I still owe you for that. At that, Dessa just smiles and says, I already told you you don't owe me anything, but okay.
I
And then
give
he turns back to you and
mm,
says,
mm.
so, how did you meet Dessa?
I say funny
Well,
story. We also met in a kind of crisis situation. However, this time it was I who saved Dasa's life.
mhm. it
Oh,
was it was on a pirate attack. The ship that Lisa was at the beginning of the day was attacked by pirates. We were on our way there to another place. We were looking for something around there. We found that ship. We got into trouble, and we managed to turn the situation around.
oh, I see. That's interesting.
Dasa
Huh.
was badly wounded during the attack. If I hadn't got to her as quickly as I did, she might not have made it.
Ah, you
I,
see,
I
he
give
says to
I give her a sly smile and then still talking to him, going, "She still owes me for that."
that I do. He says. Okay, seems pretty similar to what happened to me, but reversed. That's actually interesting.
You could say that.
This they would
Funny
be,
life is funny like that.
yeah, should be quite a fight. Should be quite a fight. He says. Huh. These things are not for me though. So, anyways, unless someone wants to stay here and keep me company and die a
Don't
slow
mind if I
death
do.
and
I
die a
will.
slow death from my rant, is more than welcome to stay.
Don't mind if I do, says Neo. I a bit of a mechanic myself, so the more I can learn or maybe help around, the better for me.
Oh,
I say thank you for the kind offer, but I might go do some other things. And I look at this, so perhaps we could catch up some more. It's been a while since we talked.
okay, we can do that.
hmm So either way, Elena's gonna be spending the time with Data until the crime lord needs us.
Mm-hmm. So you go back.
Neo is spending it with the road and until the criminal needs this because, well, he's interested in all the stuff that he's working around, and if he can give the hand, well, learning a bit few stuff, he's up for that.
Okay, so you'll be staying with him until the time comes for you to go upstairs,
Yep.
and
In the case
the
of
rest,
Neo.
and the rest of the party is going to prepare for the
Well,
dinner
it's up
party.
to Catch what he does, really.
Probably I'll probably get ready for the party.
hmm
Comb my fur.
Yes, trim his fur.
Yeah.
No, just comb it.
Okay.
Elena's getting in. I think
Uh,
Elena's gonna get ready for the party for by having some girl talk for the first time in her life. She doesn't know how
That's
girl
still
talk works.
important comment the fur.
Yeah,
Neo doesn't have anything other than put himself some clothes, so he asks the crew to send his clothes up here so he can change his clothes there in time to meet
The
for
I think
to going.
the main reason why Elena's sticking with Data is because this is Elena's first ever formal do thing, and she doesn't really know how to handle the situation. So she thinks a fellow female could be of help. This is Data's chance to pay her back, technically.
Meanwhile, Ketch doesn't even wear clothes, so he's fine.
So Cage can when
He
he
just wears a
finishes
bow
with
tie, that's it. Instead of a hood,
when
he has a bow tie.
he's the
when
Donald Duck
when when
of the
Cage
world.
finishes with his fair, he can give Neo the clothes that he needs. That he has the crew, to send him.
Okay, so you get back to the ship and start getting ready. Tessa looks at Elena and says, "Okay, are you sure that you want to wear a dress again?"
It doesn't. If we're gonna be respectful with this guy, and I think it'll be the smart move to do so, I don't think wearing my Jedi robes to a formal dinner would be such a good idea.
Hmm.
But this time, at least this time, I won't feel awkward in a dress. I don't have Neo trying to pull me off this time.
No. Plus, Kaspar is he won't be as crude as to you know be uncourteous to you. Let's say.
That's reassuring. I've had enough of space comfort for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So, I don't don't feel as if you need to answer. I'm just curious. How did you meet Gaspar?
She looks back at you and says, "Well, in order for you to understand what exactly is between us, you need to understand what his place is. Kaspar pretty much is one of the most, if not the most, kingpin of level 1313. That means that nothing happens without him knowing here.
I gathered as much.
That also means that he has quite a few dealings with very important and influential crime lords of Coruscant itself.
Mm,
But he wasn't always uh, the major kingpin. Used to be another guy, a very uh, not very well liked, let's say, and I killed him, and Caspar took his place.
Interesting.
Yes, quite. Turns out that his family had come on, um, taken the services of the Sable Dawn. That means us.
Was this a regular thing for you guys, or was this a unusual set of circumstances?
There is nothing unusual with the Sable Dawn. We never turn a contract down unless it's not paying well. Who the guy is that needs to die is completely irrelevant.
I nod.
I'm not saying that I actually enjoyed working for the Sable Dawn all of the time, but there have been some guys that one could argue they deserved it.
I understand. One thing I've picked up in my travels with this crew is some people have to make the best of a bad situation in order to have as good a life as possible.
Tell me about it.
It's a
Anyway,
mm,
I from what I gather, you and that guy that's actually a big head on the Imperial Remnants right now, he was your teacher.
he was once. He was a good Jedi.
At that, you see her face making a small grimace.
Mm.
When I
Good
was
Jedi, say.
a good Jedi, yes. I just give her a look and go, "You're being open with us, with me, and I appreciate that. I think it's time I repaid the favor." When I was a small girl, you understand, um, my master, the guy who's at the Empire now, before that he was a young Jedi Knight, much in the same situation as I am now, back in those days. It was it was only a few years after the rise of the Empire, so things were still extremely dangerous back then. He found me on my homeworld of Dantooine, and he took me to the Whifford that you that you met, and they, along with another Jedi in hiding, trained me to use the magic powers I use now. We travelled around the galaxy when I was.
She magic. Joking, joking.
I know. We travelled around the galaxy for a few years, helping wherever we could, trying to keep under the Empire's nose as best as possible. Until one day on Bogo Prime, he and another one of my masters suddenly disappeared. Um, Something to do with some Sith holocron, I think. However, 6 years passed. I basically was surviving on my own on a pit of a world called Borgo Prime, completely surrounded by crime lords and the worst scum and villainy you can think of. Perhaps your friend has some contacts there.
Perhaps.
Anyway, I basically had to survive on my own. A young Padawan barely getting to grips with her powers, just struggling to survive and trying to keep out of trouble. I dare say it wasn't easy. It was during this time where I met this crew. Not under the best of circumstances, but we made it work. until one day we had to travel back to my home planet because Joanne had found a holocron that my master had gone missing searching for in order to destroy it. We went to Dantooine, trying to figure out what it was, and that's when it hit me. The man who trained me was no longer there. He'd become something twisted, something worse. And Data actually actively sees Elena actually starting to cry. I'm sorry, it's still pretty raw.
She comes around and gives you a small hug.
I hug her back. Thank you.
It's okay. I get it now.
Thank you. It's just so hard to see the man who raised you and treat you like a daughter just completely turn on you like that.
I can imagine.
And she also gives a worried look and goes, I also found out the other Jedi Master that went with him, another one of my close friends, ended up being killed on that mission, so in essence the old Whifford is all I've got left. And until is all I had left until I met all of you. And at
She
that
nods.
point, before I met you guys, I didn't even know where he was, so I basically was alone for 6 years.
That's pretty tough. Well, you see her getting out some dresses. Uh, Actually, bad things start happening to me the day that my father was accused of being a traitor back on Ryloth. Of course, he wasn't a traitor, unless if we're talking about the Empire, then yes, he might have been a traitor, but not for our people.
I completely understand. The Empire is fond of throwing accusations where there are none. To take my order, for example.
Well, one thing I can give to the Empire is that they were somewhat efficient in things like that.
Unfortunately, there were. As far as I'm aware, there are only they're not even a. You can count the remaining numbers of my order on one hand.
She looks back at you and says, it seems that you have some family still.
I give her a look. Not a bad look, but a confused look.
Hmm. Well, when when the word spreaded, they came to arrest my father and stripped us from any titles, possessions, pretty much anything we had. They executed him right in front of me. I was almost 10 at that point. And then, after my little brother stopped crying and my mother was completely exhausted from screaming and all that, they throw they just threw us in some kind of transport, and a few days later we found ourselves in one of the glorious labor camps of the empire that no one ever hears about. And the cloud is gone forever from the internet.
He's gone back to the Cloud District.
Wayne just stops doing anything at all, slumps over to the ground,
Yeah.
collapses.
He goes back into the freezer.
No, he just falls on the ground, just lying there, and everyone just ignores him and keeps going on like nothing happened.
He's the least integral member of this party. We don't really think about him unless we need
He's
him.
here in spirit.
Not even.
What spirit? He's just now a sentient cloud. Literally.
Jawayne is the force ghost.
Damn it! I needed Yahweh to go and bring me my clothes.
He's the waiter. We need the waiter.
So,
Anyway.
anyway, where were we? Okay.
Oh yeah, and Data and Elena were having a
Emotional
heart to
moment.
heart.
Hmm. Almost a year passed, and my brother had an accident. Some kind of metallic tube fall on him and crushed his right arm and leg. The guards didn't contemplate a lot about his fate. They just finished him off because even if he was able to live after his accident, he wouldn't be able to help with the work around, so he was worthless. After that, my mother pretty much gave up. She stopped eating, she stopped trying, and almost a year later, she died as well, out of sickness. And I was left there alone to fend off for myself in this joyous um, labor camp to work for almost 1 year more alone. Then, then a new shipment arrived. There was there was a girl among them. She had beautiful hair like you. Hers were auburn though not golden. She had quite the happy mood. She could always find a way to make things less dire than they actually were, so we became fast friends. And I had someone to call family again until the riot happened. In the ensuing chaos, we got separated, and I was trying to find her amidst the death and the chaos that was happening around us. I finally did find her. She was lying head down in a pool of her own blood. She got shot by someone. I don't even know who, and it doesn't even matter. I cannot actually remember what happened afterward. I think that the guards found me there holding her body and they just took me and threw me back to one of the cells. And that was the point that I actually emptied, if that makes any sense.
I place a hand on her shoulder and just give her an understanding look. I felt the same way when I was abandoned on Borg O'Brien. Without my
Yes, but
without my
at least
master's guidance, I didn't have anything to go for.
at least you had the hope that he was still alive and he might come back for you at some point. And then she laughs and says, funny thing is, he did, but you wish he didn't, right?
I nod.
Yeah.
There is one thing you're wrong about, though.
What?
I can't speak for the others, but Elena just gives her a smile. You do, you do still have a family now.
She gives you a look. Her face goes numb a little. Then says, let's get ready for the dinner, yes?
I agree.
Mm.
There's a lot. That was a lot for us both to take in. It's the first time I've actually opened up about my past in quite some time.
Yes. I haven't talked about what happened to me to almost anyone afterwards.
I understand. If I'm being honest, the only other person who knows about me is Neo, so I was equally secretive. Just know that if you need anything, you know where I am.
I appreciate that.
After the,
So before we become mopping children, we should actually get ready for the dinner.
I give a laugh go.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think the galaxy. I don't think the galaxy intends to give us time to actually grow up.
So she starts giving a few tries to some dresses. You do the same, I guess. You
Yep,
both pick what you're going to wear. It's the first time that you see yourself in a dress
I actually.
because the last time was a bit.
Yeah, I wasn't really focused. I was just trying to get the hell out of it. So this is the first time I've actually willingly worn a dress. I
Hmm.
actually take the pendant that Ilva gave me back on Dantooine and try and make it look like it's just a normal pendant rather than a magic imbued item.
Hmm. And you also see Desa for the first time in a dress as well because she always wears her adventuring clothes, let's say.
And I'm always in Jedi robes, so this is new for both of us.
Yeah. But you get the feeling that this is not the first time that Desa is dressing up, and it seems that she knows what she's doing, and it makes sense if you think that her line of work includes infiltration sometimes.
I just obviously since this is my first time, I just let her take the lead in terms of what we're doing. I just say, "You look good."
Thanks. You too. So let's get the boys, I guess, and let's move.
I just give her a cheeky smile and pray that Neo doesn't have a heart attack.
The moment you are going out to step outside, she gets a grip of your hand.
I stop and turn to her.
You know, Elena, you're a good person. You as well.
So are you, Daisa. We just.
No, no, she says. I'm not like you. I've killed people in cold blood. I've done things that none of you would find agreeable in the least.
I fully.
And
T-
the worst
Also, I
part
think people
is, she says
in
while
half.
she keeps um, looking at you, uh, a lit- not. not at all threateningly, more intently. I have even enjoyed it sometimes.
Elia just turns around fully and just puts a hand on Dace's shoulder. You were just trying to survive.
Are you sure that you want to help me with Disabled Dawn? Are you sure that you want to put your life and the life of your friends in the line for me?
Sometimes we have to
Or
take. Sometimes we have
eh,
to take risks. I say to her with a smile. Jedi are no exception to that.
even if you know that I'm a lying, murderous piece of shit?
Even if, and she gives a, and she just gives a very charming look. You trust me, you know, and you know I can warp your mind without a second thought. We're not that different. Just we just have different methods.
No, I get the feeling we are not. Anyway, let's forget about this whole heavy atmosphere and situation and let's try to be more upbeat.
I nod. After you.
And you both walk outside.
Mhm.
So you pick the others, and you are heading towards the come on
The
towards
dinner.
the dinner. So, Neo, what you have found with Preldu about the small robot?
Mm.
Uh, it it's that it has okay. It was pretty much a standard model from a specific manufacturer that Preldu was actually able to identify, but it had two additions. One, uh, there was a new pair of legs installed into the small droid because the first ones were either destroyed or completely removed when the transmitter changed. And the transmitter is
Okay.
the one thing that is actually quite strange and perplexing for both of you because um,
Mm.
there is come on, how's the word? I'll remember it.
Yeah, because if you don't know it, I don't know what to tell you. What you want to say.
Um,
Custom made.
not it is custom made, but it also the device that changes the signal to something else.
Oh,
How's the word? It transforms the signal to a new one, pretty much.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name.
That's exactly my problem. Anyway, this
That thing.
yes, that thing, uh, let's call it, transforms the signal to a form that neither you nor Preldu is familiar with. And
Huh.
he has tried with what devices he already has in his lab to try and catch the signal that is actually transmitted from after you make a few tries with it, and none of them picks it up. None of them picks up anything. And that's what Preldu is more interested and concerned about. He's like,
This is
uh,
the first one
yeah, the
to the chapter.
transmission is being transformed to a form that neither of you are familiar with. It could be a classified transmission for military purpose, but even that is a bit strange because they already know a lot of stuff about the New Republic and the Empire before that. So it could be either a new technology that's not out in force yet, or it's something else that is actually unknown.
Neo has a hunch about this, but doesn't say it. To with I don't remember the name of the friend of her, or right now to the rest of the party because he doesn't think it's the place to talk about it.
Yeah, of course. So, as you're discussing the matter, you hear a knock on the door,
Mm-hmm.
and the door
Enter.
opens, and you see Gets with a tie.
Is it spinning?
Neo looks at him and says, "Good to know I'm not the only one suffering with this monkey stuff." He says, moving to the, he's some
Yeah,
eye and
only a bow tie. Like that's it. That's all he's
Yes,
wearing. Other than
exactly,
that, he's just combed and shampooed and
exactly.
extra fluffy today.
His bow
look,
ties.
look.
Gawain,
His
At
bow tie
least
is
he's
spinning.
look. I don't expect Joanne to have changed it. Elena's on the dress, but she doesn't have something on her neck that is annoying. So
Gawain's just in the same dirty rags he's been in the entire adventure.
no, he's on clean drugs this time.
No, they're still unclean rags. He hasn't cleaned at all, and that's just what he's going
No,
to the
Jawaine's not
dinner.
wearing. Jawaine's not wearing rags. He's just got a small tea towel, got a little bit of string, and made it look like a freaking bathrobe. This is my formal dress now.
That's what I mean. He has the clean robes.
Gawain
That's
has
the
dusted.
formal attire of the Jawa.
Yes, Gawain has dusted up his robe, and that's it.
I can't wait for your reaction to what Elena and Dasa are wearing,
Helena is
Hmm.
wearing a dress.
but you don't know what dress.
Hmm.
It's a pretty formal dress that actually gives Helena a completely new look,
Hmm.
and
All the shippers will expect a big reaction, but
exactly.
Neo just
Exactly.
just looked at her and says, "Nice." Not really giving much thought more than that.
Exactly. This is
And lastly, you can see Desa, and you have difficulty uh, keeping your thoughts straight.
Okay, on that one, yeah, I will give you that, yeah, because like I mentioned, he, he doesn't think he has less of a relationship yet, so he's not sure where to put themselves. Besides, right now, people that it's working on, on the same trip and all that, not necessarily enemies, but also not necessarily friends. He's not sure she sees him.
basically
And
Elena's the
he's
only one who has a developed relationship with Data at this point, so there's no real thing to worry about.
Mhm.
Elena just jokes to Neo, go, "Is that a new wrench in your pocket, or are you just happy to see her?"
No, don't mention that. I know it's not that much of a reaction.
I
Damn it.
know, I know. I had to make the joke. Elena doesn't actually say that.
Uh, okay.
So you are saying that.
I out of character am
I'm
saying that.
not.
I'm not saying that in character. The only thing to notice is that it does seem just from their looks that Elena and Data have become a little bit more chummy. Let's say. That's all. That's the only change.
So, are you going to wear something more presentable, or are you going like this upstairs?
Well, that I'm wearing the same dress clothes that I wear, when I made the hat. So
Oh, great! That's actually
I,
presentable.
in fact, I remember that I mentioned to saying to the group before going here that when some of them finish prepared to hand me those clothes, so I expect that that happen at some point.
Yeah, you told that to Jawain, and
No, I told that to the group in general, not Jawain.
Dacer and Dacer and Elena had already left to go prepare, so you told that to Ketch and Joanne. It's the whole reason why Maris decided to let Data and Elena have a heart to heart on their own. So technically, only Ketch would have been there to hear that because
so
Cloud was in the Cloud District.
get your clothes and move. So you enter the complex again. You're getting directed upstairs, but
Mhm.
this time you're not going to the same room you went the last time.
Of course.
You're going from the back side of the balcony that you ended up from the same turbo lift, and you can see a luxurious dining table that is overseeing the city.
Mhm.
You see Caspar there. Prelude is not there, so should delete him.
Yep.
Um, there are two there are two servants there to serve drinks, food and stuff,
Mhm.
and there are two more people there that you have not seen before. One is a woman that is actually it she resembles quite a lot Caspar.
Mhm.
They even have a same let's call it dressing pattern.
Style.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're both wearing black clothes with a lot of um, you know
Mhm.
valuable cloth and stuff. You can see that this woman also has a tattoo that resembles what Caspar has on his right side of his face, and it seems that it goes down his neck as well, from what you can see now. She has something similar tattooed on her left hand, and behind both of them there is a huge Gamorrean.
Mhm.
uh, there is a huge Gamorrean that his face is also tattooed, and from what you can see from his shoulders and hands, maybe his whole body,
Okay.
um, with black marks as well. He's holding a giant weapon called Argarok, which is um,
An axe.
a traditional, yes, it is a traditional weapon for people.
Mhm.
And he also sports a fancy set of armor. Um, he just looks at you completely unimpressed, the Gamorrean that is. And when you walk in, the woman gets up from the table and says, "Finally, Dessa dear, how many years have passed since the last time you were here? I think 2 years? Uh, yes, Yvonne, it should be 2 years now. I have been quite busy, as your dear brother, I believe, has already told you about. Yeah, he told me a few things, but he didn't inform me when you arrived, which is a bit inexcusable. But I'll look past it. So, who are your friends? Well, my friends. This is Elena, Neo, Ketch, and Zawayne. We have had quite the adventures thus far, and maybe we are going to have even more in the future. Great. Please sit down. Make yourselves at home. And
Neo
then
does
she
that.
looks at Zawayne and says, "Maybe not too much at home."
I just give her a sly smile, going, I can keep him under control.
That's good to hear. So
What
she
he
sits
was
down.
expect she was expecting me to scrap everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So I heard that you had some big do. Was he able to help you? If no one is going to answer.
Sorry. I didn't hear well. What did you said?
She says that I heard you had some business with do. Was he able to help you?
Yes, he was very helpful.
Hmm. Quite a treasure trove, that guy. He's actually pretty skilled.
Yes, his skills are really. I'm thinking of the word to say. No, and this is not allowed these days, but yeah, it's for me. Yeah, he is really knows how to do his work. There is plenty of stuff to be learned out of him.
Yes, if you have the time and the brains for it, I'm sure that he could be quite helpful. Anyway, Kaspar says, since we are all here, let's start eating before the food gets cold. And after you eat the first dish, which is actually pretty delicious. You don't know exactly what it is, but it
It's
is
definitely poison.
yes, definitely poison.
Yes.
Um, Kaspar says, so now that we have not an empty stomach, let's go down to business. And he turns to look at Desa. You're looking for Point Nadir, Desa. She looks at him. Okay, how do I get there? That, I'm afraid, you must ask one of the hats of Clan Angelak. Really, Kaspar? Well, think about it a little bit. This particular Sadoport is not very well known, and it's jealously guarded by the hats.
I pipe up here and go, I know it would be a very stupid move for you to assume you could tell us this information without the Huts clamping down on your organization.
Gives you a look with a slight smile. You, his eyes don't move at all, and he says, "It could be, but it's not."
That Neo looks at him strange.
let's say that a trait of a good businessman is knowing, and that goes for both sides. We have good business with the hats. There is no reason for us to be enemies. We can help each other a few times if the occasion demands it. Although this occasion did not demand it. And he looks back at Dasa. Consider this a favor. At that point, she smiles back and says, I am honored that you're doing me such a favor, Mr. Kaspar, but is there a catch? You already know the catch. Anything more than that? I wouldn't dare, he says back. And then you can see him relaxing back to his seat. Nice. Good to know. So, I hope that Preldu was quite helpful and you have what you wanted.
More than we expected.
Good. Remember that, please. Don't say to anyone about
Of
Preldu,
course.
about me, about Yvonne, about this guy, and shows the Gamorrean behind him, and pretty much anything else that you saw down here. For if you do, I
Neo
will
looks at
know.
him with a
Looks at him, how?
Neo looks at him and says, "Of course," with a serious look on his face.
Good. I'm glad that we understand each other because it would be quite a shame if there was anything different than that. You continue your dinner, making some small talk, and at the end, Yvonne asks, So, will you be staying here? Ah, Desa looks around and says, Do we have a reason to stay, guys? Or should we move?
Neo says no.
Food is good, but other than that, I don't think so.
I,
You
sh-
heard them, Desa says.
I shake my head and look directly at Gaspar. It is this is truly great hospitality, and we are honoured by your gracious host. But as I mentioned before, time is of the essence.
I get that. Well, no one's going to hold you here. You have my word about that. If you're friends of Desa's, then you're my friends as well. And then Yvonne says, that's a shame. I was hoping that you would stay a little bit longer, dear Desa. We could have a few interesting talks. But I guess you have to go.
You cut out Emrys. Hello.
Yes.
You cut out there.
Yes.
Was
Do
it?
you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did I cut out? Where did I cut out?
You cut out when she was saying that we could have a few interesting talks.
Okay. Says we could have some interesting talks, like the things, like the old times. But it seems that if you're in a hurry, I understand. So I guess I bid you good luck to the continuation of your search, or may the force be with you if anyone believes in that stuff. It's an old saying, she says.
I give a sly smile, not giving away anything, just goes,
Mhm.
sounds like a good one.
Yeah,
Neo also throws around. I heard this one where once when we were working with some Mandalorians called "This Is the Way."
he responds with "This is the way." Great.
No, no, he doesn't respond. He just comments
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay.
I just say with a teasing smile, what was the one you said to me all that time ago, Ketch, when we first met? Was it Yubnub?
Okay. Oh God.
yes. Yum.
Houdini.
I don't even know what to
Uh,
say to that.
At least I used something that it was right to be that.
This might have to be a clip because this is the first time Elena made a genuine funny.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
So, Kaspar says,
Hmm.
when everyone has finished their dinner and
Hmm.
you're ready to go,
Hmm.
as I said, you're free to look around this sector if you like. If you go too far away from here, my jurisdiction ends, which means you're on your own.
You see the neonauts.
Other than that, thank you for your company. It was an interesting occasion to have you back with us, he says while looking at Desa.
Hmm.
And give my regards to old Virexan. He did his job quite impressively well, if I might say so. But I
Hmm.
think that it's due for a change in your guild, isn't it? That it is, Caspar, that it is, Desa says. So, if there is nothing else, perhaps we should go. At that point,
Hmm.
the Gamorrean snarls behind
Hmm.
Caspar and says, "Oh, yes. Gronok here is itching. He wants a chance to fight with you," uh, says to Desa. "Oh, really?" And looks at him. Hmm. Are you sure that he wants that? Do you want that, Gronok? You know that I don't show mercy to my opponents. At that, he puts up a, a smile and snarls back. And Gaspar says, he says that he's looking forward to cross your skull. You know the usual. I like confident men. It's more funny when I actually trust them. I might take on your offer sometime, but not anywhere soon, anytime soon.
Neo keeps a Neo keeps a poker face, but at hearing the crushing confident mall and all that, Neo says, "Thank God I'm not a confident man."
Elena
He
just
doesn't
gives
say it. He thinks it, but.
Elena senses that and just gives Neo a sly smile, just not giving anything away.
Again, Neo doesn't say it out loud. He just thinks that.
I know Elena senses you think that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And then you get up to leave, and you see Tessa reaching down her dress and pulling out a
Mhm,
small note, um,
mhm,
and says, "Oh, one more thing, if I may. Go ahead, Yvonne replies. Uh, this is a very small list of a few things that I might require that are proving quite hard to get. If you could help me with that, that would be that would be something. Caspar takes the list. Uh, both him and Yvonne look at it, and she says, "Yes, it's doable. Be in contact, and I will send them to you. Can you do it tomorrow before we actually leave the sector?" I'll see what I can do. Thanks, she says, and puts up a wide smile, making a quite seductive movement towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, Kaspar, Ivan. She makes a small bow again, and she walks off with the rest of you.
I give a
Mm-hmm.
small bow, trailing behind, saying, "Again, thank you for the generous hospitality."
Neo also does a bow and says, "Thank you for your time."
Jawain ignites his lightsaber and starts destroying the table.
Yes,
Damn
Ketch
it!
grabs some
That,
last
the, the,
bits of
the
food and
table
eats
was
it on his way out.
Yes.
the
that,
table was full and it needed to be halved. So
and Joey's actually he grabs both Joey and Cage Neo quick and begins to move quickly to the exit by carrying both of them by their neck
Like
by
disobedient
their
cats.
children misbehaving.
Yes.
I was
And
going to say disobedient children, but yeah.
you walk out and you return back to the ship to spend
Mm-hmm.
the night pretty much. And tomorrow you're
But,
ready to leave.
when we enter the ship before everyone goes to their own head to sleep and all that or whatever it is
Mhm.
that we plan to do. Neo looks at uh, that and says, "Well, out of curiosity, what was it that you wanted?
Ah,
You don't have to answer. Just
just some parts of uh, scrap and stuff. I'm trying to make a few surprises for enemies if
mm,
that is needed.
okay." Neo says he does know that he's not telling him all, but he also
Mm.
knows that she doesn't have to.
And she tells again to Neo, closing her eye, you're not the only one that can build stuff. Although I have to admit, you're much better to it than me.
Well, if you want help with that, I have a good hand at making weapons even better than they used to do. You can ask all the crew here. I have one way or another the majority of their weapons to help them. I think the only one that didn't touch is your sketch, or did they touch it?
Thank you. Did.
I think you did. I
Mhm.
think you touched all
Yeah.
of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Elena just gives a teasing smile and says it in a tone which Neo can easily imply that she doesn't mean it, and she just says to Data in a friendly and jovial tone. It's a shame it's the only thing he's good at.
She
And,
looks
and Neo keeping the joke says, and with a smile says, and I'm proud of that.
she looks at both of you
Yeah.
and says, "We cannot be sure until we test it, right?"
Right.
And then she puts a smile, looking at Neo, and walks
Mhm.
away.
Neo, that's he still frozen for a second, and And he lowers to get hate and whispers, "Was that a flirt or just joking around?"
You're asking the teddy bear to give you a concrete answer about that?
Look, look, look. What do I have? The little sister with no life experience, the teddy bear, or the Jawa that probably is not interested in all of this that's happening?
Ask Jawain.
Again, Jawain
Genie?
has probably not been. Again, Jawain has probably not been paying attention. So who do I can ask? It's the little sister will
I'm
not work experience or
Ask the medical droid.
medical right.
Ask the Force Ghost. Ask the Force Ghost that Elena's about to speak to, even though you can't see it.
Ask the Force Ghost.
We
Yes.
do we really want to do a Force Ghost scene? We've been doing this for like 8 hours.
No,
Yeah.
we
No,
don't.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
Like, oh,
Mhm.
that's a
Yeah.
whole work shift. I am completely brain fried
Yeah.
at this point.
I have to take a shower, so we can
Actually,
finish this.
in case you didn't notice it, we are done.
Yeah.
There's only like
Yeah, I
ju-
know.
I,
there's
I
only
know
like
we're done.
there's only yeah.
I wanted to finish the joke with the guy that's not sure asking the guy that he considers kind of his best friend. That's why I said catch.
There's only like two more
God damn
things.
it!
Yeah,
I didn't, so I had to justify that.
there's only like two
Um,
more conversations to have, and we're pretty much
Mhm.
done.
are we level 8
Mhm.
now?
Yes,
yes,
you're at level
Okay.
8.
Okay.
So, actually, Cord, let's keep Frelisk for first thing next session.
I agree. Actually, it's starting to
Yeah.
get pretty late.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, yeah. I remember something else that I had in mind that I forgot to say. But we can keep it for next session
Same with
because
my
it's
thing.
mainly it's something regarding everything that's happening, but it can wait.
Same with
Okay.
Elena. She's got a
Do we get
Mhm.
3 force points per day now?
Yes.
yep.
yeah.
Okay.
At this point, we'll just be doing
Nice.
loads of level up and no more RPs. So for those of you in the stream, I know for a fact you, Tyron yourself, is not interested. So this will be the end for today's session. Thank you all for watching, and yay, Elena's not a miserable moper anymore. That's a start. So
Hooray.
thanks.
Hooray!
Yay!
Hooray!
Pika's hooray was.
More
Yay!
it's more genuine than any of ours. Anyway, that'll be it for this week.
Oh.
Next time we'll be back in the northern reaches. So until then, have a good week. Bye.